pretty close to God's country, El Andra Resort in Mission Beach. To match this amazing location, what better than a lobster cocktail? Spiny lobster, very emblematic piece of seafood in the tropical waters. With this beauty, we're gonna boil it for around 7-8 minutes. Snap the mustaches off, and there you are, having a swim. 8 minutes, it'll be more than enough. For a perfect cocktail lobster on avocado, we need a perfect cocktail sauce. And I'm gonna show you, with a couple of simple ingredients, how to make the perfect one. A tiny little bit of tomato sauce. You can find this all around Australia, everywhere. 2 tablespoons in the mixing bowl. Very simple. There you are. Aioli, garlic sauce, mayonnaise, about 2 or 3 spoons, same quantity of tomato sauce than aioli. A little whisk it in, and as you can see, we start to get that beautiful cocktail sauce color. Nice sort of pinky. Now, a little bit of citrus into the mix, some lime juice, it'll go fantastic with it. Opa, chop the lime, and a nice splash, be generous with this. The citrus will go fantastic with the sweetness of the lobster. Always put lemon in your cocktail sauce. A nice chunky squeeze. There you are, whisk it in. Now, you'll be thinking this probably is like sort of chocolate liqueur or something weird looking. It is Worcester sauce. It goes beautiful with seafood. So a little drop of that. Whisk it in. And let's see how a little fella is going. Hello? You can use a plate and a little bit of whey. So the lobster is gonna be all the time under the water. And it's cooking very evenly. Tick-tock, 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 5 minutes left for them. Now, perfect freshness from the coast lettuce. And they're gonna be perfect in your cocktail. Get the nice green ones of the middle, the nice young and tender ones, my favorites. And put the leaves, the bigger ones, on the base of the plate. And save the little fresh ones for later. Fresh ones inside, they're the more watery and the more crisp. My favorite. Keep them on ice, so with this temperature, don't wilt and cook themselves. Now, in the meantime, we're gonna go for the avocado. The richness and the buttery texture from the avocado, it matches perfectly the lobster. Set them in the side of the chopping board. Getting so excited. Love the green of the avocado. One of my favorite colors in the cooking. Lie that in the side of the board. Spanish onion. In Australia, you call it Spanish onion. In France, you call it red onion. And in Spain, we call it French onion. So, I don't know how to call it. Just an onion. Opa. What we're gonna do, finally, brunoise. Brunoise means small dice. Have a look in this. Opa. Opa. There you are. Round the side. And now, 2 cuts. Uno y dos. And very tiny little bits of onion resulting out of the chopping. There you are. Tiny little bit of this, lovely color and lovely acidity into the mix. And for the salad, wow, that looks fantastic. Now, lots of seasoning, a tiny little bit more tomato sauce, so we get a lovely pinky color. Little French touch in this recipe. This is called Dijon mustard. It's got a lovely acidity. Just a little touch. Not too much of French here, please. And whisk it in, whisk it in, whisk it in. Now the acidity. These little pickled gherkins, we're gonna cut them in tiny little thin slices and we're gonna put them in our sauce. So give a little bit of crunchiness and that bitter taste that I love so much about the gherkins. Opa. And in the sauce, fantastic. Now, a little bit of chunky manzanilla olives. They're really big because they're from Spain. Spanish size. And just cut them in quarters and put them in the bowl. Bang. Some capers to finish that lovely touch of acidity. So just chop them through and in the chopping board. Mix, mix, mix. And the fragrance is amazing. It's a lot of acid from the gherkins, the olives, the capers, the mustard. They're gonna cut beautiful through the sweetness of the lobster. So now let's go and see this little fella. Hello. I see my 8 minutes, they're nearly ready. So, straight onto ice water. Get Wilson out of the way. And that plate will be nice and hot. This beauty is changing the coloration. That's probably the same color the English people get when they go and have a lot of sun in La Costa del Sol. So get it straight into ice. You see how it's nice and tight now? That means that it's cooked inside. So the ice will stop the cooking and will make easy for us to start to cut here and there. Now, I'm a tough guy, such a Spartan. I'm gonna snap the head off. There you are. That beautiful white color, that is telling us it's perfectly cooked and ready to go. What I'm gonna do next is cut through the membrane of the lobster so I can use the shell as a serving dish. How cool is that? So all you need, a pair of scissors and follow the line of the shell because that's the softest part and just cut through it. And what you will see happen is that the whole jacket, lobster jacket, is going and the tail is gonna come beautifully just in one go. With the help of your finger, get your fingers in there. As you can see, this lobster is really fresh. When the lobster hold into the shell, means that they're really nice and fresh. Now give a little snap, and there you are. As you can see, that's the stomach of the lobster. You don't want that little ugly little bits through the meat. You can get rid of that straight away. It's not very nice to eat. Now the shell is gonna be our serving plate. It looks so fancy and it looks so pretty. You don't have to clean it, you don't have to wash it, just present it onto the plate. Beautiful, bonito, bonito. And now, look at this. Make sure your lobster still got a little soft in the middle. So it's not like tough, and when you put it in your mouth, it's not rubber. Cut through the lines of the tail. So, medallions, medallions, medallions. Tiny little bit of seasoning, and lots of lemon juice. The citrus cut beautifully through that buttery flavor of the lobster. There you are. Magic, see you later. Now, let's start plating. Get this beautiful, crispy, watery piece of lettuce and slowly line them down in our beautiful lobster shell. Such a sexy dish. The lobster bits inside the shell, just beautifully spread it evenly. And now, the nicest slices of avocado. The bright green color of the avocado and the lettuce and the lobster. The pinky sauce is gonna go through the tail and it's gonna look fantastic. Remember, there's a lot of stuff happening inside this bowl. We got the acidity from the gherkins, the lovely bitterness from the olives, the capers, Spanish, French, Australian onion, and the lovely texture of the aioli. A little drizzle is gonna change my life, baby. Look at that. 10 out of 10. I got some baby parsley and baby chives just to fill onto the lobster. Beautiful. Thousand Island sauce, beautiful island views. I'm gonna go and enjoy my lobster cocktail. Hasta luego, amigo. In a tropical beach, it's all about the coconuts and nice hot bikinis. So now I'm gonna do a fantastic classic of the Italian gastronomy, a coconut trifle. Very simple. To do a coconut trifle, you need two main ingredients in your mix. A tiny little bit of a sponge and nice set jelly. For the sponge, I'm gonna do my favorite cake, the Madeira cake. And to give a little bit of a tropical twist, I'm gonna soak it in Malibu, yeah? So we're gonna slowly dice it into little cubes and drizzle with a little bit of Malibu. So just very simply, dice it up, and very carefully into the base of the glass. It's a little bit rustic, but still got the original sense of the trifle. There we are, in the base. Set this aside, because we're gonna repeat this operation at least twice. So we get a lot of nice, lovely layers of jelly, bananas. For the banana part, because I cannot make a set jelly here, I got my favorite lollies, the banana lollies, and they're matching fantastic the tropical location. So we don't gonna chop them or anything. We're just gonna put them into the glass. About 3 bananas each, lovely yellow bright color. Now, the coconuts. We're just gonna chop them in nice little cubes. The coconut has got a lovely crunchy texture. It's gonna give a bright white color, and it goes along perfectly with the Malibu. Okay, so a little bit of coconut in each glass. We'll save the other half for the second layer. Now, for a little bit of freshness and a touch of green, fresh mint. Perfect for the recipe. Just break the leaves, nice and rough. Don't even chop them into the mix. And now a little splash of the Malibu. It's got a lovely sweet alcoholic taste that is gonna give you a great smile in the beach. As you can see, the Malibu is soaking into Madeira cake, and it's gonna get really nice and spongy, like a drunk biscotti. Proper Italian style. Now, for the frothy part of the recipe, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This is coconut milk. We just put a little splash into the siphon, and we're gonna charge with a little bit of gas. So, a tiny little bit of gas. Opa, there you are. Whip, whip, whip. And now, a tiny little bit of the cream on top of the coconut flesh. Beautiful. There you are. The coconut cream is gonna mix into all the ingredients. It's gonna give that lovely touch of bright white. So let's keep doing it fast so everything doesn't melt. As you can see, it's so hot that my chocolate chips, they're nearly melting. So a little drop of them on top of the cream, that lovely touch of chocolate is gonna indulge your taste buds. The sweetness of the Malibu, the tropical touch of the coconut flesh, and the sweetness of the banana lollies, you're gonna create the perfect recipe. So now a little bit more bananas, a tiny little bit more of Madeira cake, more bananas here, more Madeira cake, and a tiny little bit more mint. Just break the leaves quickly for the cream, and a tiny little bit more coconut in nice cubes. Now for the finish, lovely touch of the crust of sugar to help to get that caramel happening. I got a lovely gas gun. Vroom, vroom. So when we get a little bit of coconut in our mouth, they're gonna be nice and crunchy. And as you can see, that golden color, that's priceless. I love it. So when we go lovely caramelizing finish, we just need a very long spoon. Ding. The trifle, a sandy beach, and a beautiful day like today. So here we are, this amazing paradise. Me, myself, and my coconut trifle. That coconut cream, delicious. And the Malibu piña, it's making me naughty. Salute, how do you say in Italian? What are we cooking or looking? What's going on here?
So I'm going to be making a Mandarin Margarita.
Margarita!
With Mandarin salt. So try that. Got some Mandarin salt.
Mandarin
this
salt?
is really, really easy to make. All you've got to do is you just get a bit of peel like this.
Yeah.
And you take the pith off.
You're taking the pith?
You take the pith. And then you just chop it up. You add a little bit of salt to it. And then you put it into the mortar and pestle. Give it a good grind. See that?
Grind.
And it's turned into a nice fine powder. Then the salt dries out the Mandarin peel.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And make sure it's nice and even on the plate.
Fantastic.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take some fresh fruit, get the juice out of it, and I'm going to use this to rim the glass. Just roll the edge of the glass in the Mandarin salt. And then what you do, just with a nice clean cloth, just fix up the rim. Yum, yum.
Tequila time?
Yes, tequila time.
Okay.
We're going to be using 45 mils of this. So that's a shot and a half.
Are you sure that was 45 mil?
That's for one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you do 90.
So we do another one?
Yeah.
Ready?
Two better than one.
Excellent. Guess guess what we've got here?
What do we got here? Surprise,
I've got
surprise.
some lovely Mandarin liqueur. So obviously that's 2, so it's 15 mils in each cocktail. I'm going to shake them both together. Now we need some ice.
Ice,
Nice
baby.
and cold, because it's nice and warm around here.
Here we are.
And just fill these glasses here up. Hey! Now all I need is some sour. So I've got some lemon. I'm just going to chop it up.
Oh, I love lemon, so don't be shy with this stuff.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
all
not
the
going to
way.
be shy. I'm going to put a full lemon in there.
Brilliant.
Smell that.
It's
Good?
beautiful already.
Excellent.
Cannot wait to drink
So now, going to put some ice in here.
You're gonna shake it? Can you shake it?
So you ready?
Everyone ready, baby. Everyone ready.
This one? I reckon that's enough.
Margarita
maybe.
business happening here, no?
Beautiful. Yeah, and now,
And there you go. Mariposa. Butterfly in Spanish is mariposa. So la
Mariposa.
Margarita mariposa.
salud.
Ándele, ande. Salud.
Andre.
Very nice.
Oh, you like?
Delicious.
Can you get all that salt, the mandarin from the salt?
Salt everywhere. Tropical and beautiful, yes?
Ah, nice and tropical and beautiful. It'll be good to drink later by the pool.
Okay, well, let's go to the
Yeah,
pool.
it's a good life.
Came to the Reef to have a beer, but as a chef, I'm not gonna just come to the Reef just for one beer. I'll come for a beer and something else. So, with the beer, I'm gonna cook some mussels recipe. So I'm gonna be juggling all these ingredients for the next few minutes. For the first part of this recipe, something nice and hot, some chili. Forgive me if it's not fine chopped, because conditions are not the most appropriate. So some chili, couple of chilies, nice and hot. Everything goes in, the seeds, everything. Everything. A little bit of garlic, just smash it and chop it, bang. And just really rustic and rough. Just watch your fingers, yeah? I set up myself a kitchen in the Reef. How cool is that? Some fresh tomato, opa, just in a few quarters on the plate, opa. A little bit of greens, some tarragon, amazing, lovely anisey flavor. Just about half a bunch's worth, nice and rough as well. Some spring onions. Bang. Just trying to get in as fine as you can on top of the Reef. Very easy, as you can see. About half a bunch worth. Opa. All in the plate again. A little bit of parsley, fresh parsley. Just about half a bunch's worth as well. Opa. Leave the stalks out of the way. On the plate. Fantastic. Little bit of seasoning goes in the plate as well. And I'm gonna just get this lemon ready for when we have the steaming mussels. I can squeeze it and get that lovely citrus juice. There you are. So now, just gonna open this beer, chef style, bang. I'm gonna open the second one. They're getting nice and hot, so I better hurry up. Bang, there you are. I'll pick it out that later, promise. Okay, so now, with a really, really steaming hot pot, what we're gonna do, with a tiny little bit of olive oil, just fry all the ingredients. Make sure your pot is actually as hot as this one, yeah? And get your oil inside, smoking hot, your mix, straight away is steaming. Get your mussels in there, smell all that aroma, that's just fantastic. Already can taste the mussels. Put all the mussels in there, all of them inside, and now, glue, 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 glue. Fantastic, lever pan. Now, it's gonna be a couple of minutes. Can't wait. Next to us, a wedding is happening at the moment. So, all happy days. My Reef Blonde is finished. I use low-carb beer for these amazing mussels. And the mussels are finished, and because in the tropics, it's all about sharing. I'm gonna see if anybody else wanna try my beautiful mussels. They smell amazing. I think people is gonna love them. So we go and find out. I think I just find the right people. Follow me. Here you go, mate. Good, eh? Just having a few coldies in the beach. You wanna have a taste of the beautiful mussels? Abba. Yeah? 2 for the hot chicks. There you are. Okay, let's go for the swing.